Hello there and welcome to the QNB Stars League review show, all in English here on Alcast as we look back at the weekend's matches. Just 4 matches to analyse this weekend because Al Sadd and Al Duhail had AFC Champions League commitments. As always, former English Premier League players Nick Summerby and Chris Makin will share with us their expert opinion as they analyse each match in detail. Plenty to come from them over the next hour, but first let's remind you how they lined up for Week 5. So on Friday, the 14th of September, Al Arabi Al Rayyan was the first match, kicking off at 1800 local time. Then Al Shahaniya faced Qatar Sports Club at 2010. Saturday, so Al Gharafa versus Salal. That was our live featured match in English. And then Al Ahly were up against Al Kharatiyat, looking for their first points of the season. That kicked off at 2010. And the matches on Sunday were rescheduled, postponed, because, as I said, Al Duhail and Al Sadd with Champions League commitments. OK, let's get straight to the action, and Al Arabi was certainly turning heads and impressing many, having won 3 out of their first 4 matches. Their opponents in Week 5, Al Rayyan, who were still unbeaten, but were not totally convincing. Your commentators, Nick Summerby and Chris Makin.
Cole once again line up on the right side of midfield. This is better from the visitors. There's Zuma getting forward from the left-hand side, whipping one into the near post. Only Sebastian in that 6-yard box then as the cross came in. Good play from Zuma.
Yeah, great ball as well, just whips his foot round it. Surprising really, Sebastian wasn't taking the gamble across that near post.
Here come Ryan again, Sabata from 30 yards out then. Gets a dip on the ball, just off target. Bonasic was having a go at him then as well. Get back on side. Played the ball back and just stayed there. That's good movement from Sebastian. Stretching that Al Arabi defence, takes the shots on early. It's a little bit of a curve on the ball, and right at the end, is it going out for a corner? Good running off the ball, I think, by Sebastian again.
That's what he does. That's what he's done all his career there, and it works out. Manages to cut inside, gets a strike in. I think it might get a deflection, but this is what he will do. You know, I think you'd be happy if you're Al Arabi, getting him running away from goal.
Gumu out wide to Zuma. Good build-up play here from Rayyan. Oh, Khalfan just gets ahead of Manafi. This is all the referee. He's given the free kick. I thought he was walking away from it then. Sabata now, look at the space between Zray and his right-hand side, his right post there. Here we go, Sabata goes to the opposite side though. Zray was stood there. Looks easy enough. Khalfan now, great reverse pass from Zuma. Referee has a good look at the penalty shout. He went down, Khalfan. Referee was having none of it, and now the break's on for Al Arabi. Jardel, can he unlock that Al Rayyan defence? Arizala went from a penalty in their own area to winning a corner for Al Arabi.
This might be a shout, Chris. Just watch this here now.
Position of
I think it is. Watch. No.
He gets the wrong side here. Goes to ground. He's taking a chance. No, he's already going down, Khalfan. He's contact there, but no.
Yeah, well done. We don't want to be arguing about that, do we? So
no,
yeah,
exactly.
Well done, referee. Unless
it's a chance there, Jassir, don't he?
You can't go down. You can't make the tackle like that unless you really win the ball. But now all of a sudden, the other end. Here's Jardel. 25 minutes coming up on the clock. Left-footed, whipped in. Well done by Barry. Comes to collect. Once again, Al Arabi, they'll be happy with Rayyan moving the ball. They're not getting anywhere in midfield. You're on the halfway line. Here's caught. Here, just look on this left-hand side now. It comes to Batter.
Wonderful ball by Sabata, just bounced up in front of Sebastian. No, here's Khalfan. Takes a shot in low and hard. Sabata coming out of nowhere, gets right across that near post. Maybe he might be better off leaving it.
You know what, if anything, Chris, he gets too much on it.
Yeah.
Just needs the slightest of nicks, if anything, or if not, do a dummy over it.
So he's going to clip one to the far post here.
So it's quite difficult from where they are here, aren't they, Chris?
Salah just Salah making the late run if they can get it towards the far post. Ali Salah's there. Somehow he managed to get the power on the header. He was going backwards there, Nick. Cole reluctant to make the forward pass. It's been a feature of Ariane's game so far. Here we go, Gumi to the far post. Oh, Zurek touch out to the bar, but Zumi gets the rebound. We're talking about forward passes, and they make one, then they get a goal from it.
Yeah, now a different thing altogether. Now it's it's great that they're defending El Arabi, but now all of a sudden Ryan have got the goal. It was a hard push for him to get it, but good run by Zumi down that left-hand side. Eventually, the header comes in. The keeper makes a great save off the crossbar, but Zuma is there just to pounce on it and head it into the net. And a big sigh of relief for Ryan.
Gumi with a clip forward there, Nick. It's a testing ball for the recent substitution there. Madej doesn't clear the danger. It's a great touch from Zurek, like you said, but great to see Zuma in at the far post, getting in the opposition box.
Yeah, but Madej did not know where he was. He didn't know that he was behind him.
With time and space all over the pitch now. Reluctant to put the reluctant to put them under any real pressure, but here goes Yardell, just steps out of midfield that time and he's won the ball back for Al Arabi. This looks interesting. Salah at the far post, first real opportunity for Al Arabi. Came to Salah at the far post and he just couldn't get a clean header away. Ball over the top by Ryan that time. Cleared by Ibrahim, picked up by Gumu now. Tabata again, long range effort coming from him. Great shot on target. Gets the dip on the ball. Zurek, the keeper's right behind it though. And there's Menendez just warming up. Let's get him on the pitch, let's have a look. New signing for Al Rayyan. Sebastian trying to run down Ibrahim, keeping him out wide.
Just get him out there, Chris. Can't wait to see what he's like. Can't wait to see these new players when they actually play. He does need that for Ryan, doesn't it? Just some bit of fresh blood in the squad.
And Salah on the attack now for Al Arabi, lifting one over to Salah. Salah back to Fathi, tries to take it with the outside of his right foot. A good opportunity created there by the home side.
Yep, worked very well. Just that little lack of belief for some reason. I don't understand why, but when it comes to him, he just tries to hit it with his outside of his right foot. Doesn't get it right at all. Just got to hit the target. But all of a sudden now you're seeing Al Arabi getting back into the game and playing some good stuff.
It's about to descend, driving onto the far post. All far gets underneath it, moves to the near post. It's going to go down as a chance for Ryan. Here we go then. Let's have a look at Mr. Menendez. Disappointing evening for Khalfan up against his former club. Didn't really create anything tonight. Closed the gap a little bit. At half time it was 66% possession to Ryan. It's down to 60 now. Still got to get further up the pitch though, Al Arabi, if they're going to get this equaliser.
Here's the run in now. Here's Tabata. He's going to lay him through. He does as well. He's onside. Keeper comes out.
Well off, wasn't it? Salah dropping deep now, that's better. Salah around the corner, might open up here for Melson. Tries to go back to Salah. The goal is not given, obviously it's offside, but Melson had a chance there either to get a shot off or go to his right. Was it Madej down this right hand side?
It's a chance,
Madej. What's Madej, number 18 on this right hand side?
It's a chance, Chris. Look, it comes to him now. You've got to have a picture, and all of a sudden just slide it into him there. He's in acres of space. But then all of a sudden he tries to lay it back though, but gets it wrong. Melson, that's a chance for you.
It's another win for Al Rayyan. They remain unbeaten. I wonder if we're just being a little bit too critical. They're top of the league, albeit with Al Sadd and Al Dahail with the game in hand, Chris Makin.
They haven't been convincing, but they've done the job. Top of the league, like you say. Another clean sheet against Al Arabi, who scored 5 the previous week. So job done in that department, and they had to change it as well. Fiera was in the stands. Al Nuaimi came into the centre of defence, so job done there. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of Menendez and Luca. Hamadallah, for me, if he was still at the football club and came back into the side, he will give them that extra spark, and I would say they were title contenders. But without him, I worry about Al Rayyan. But these two new players, we don't know much, we don't know nothing about them, so we need to see them in the next few games. Hopefully they can just bring something new to Al Rayyan.
It's something you said in the commentary there with Chris. You know, you feel that with Al Rayyan now, and you've championed them for a few seasons now. You've been right behind them, but you're feeling that it just needs a little freshen up.
Yeah, which they've done that now, bringing the two players in. Sebastian and Tabata will work the socks off in every game, but they just need a little bit of help, you know, get some young legs around them, and hopefully when they come in, that happens for them. Al Arabi, I think they've learned a lesson about when they played against Al Sadd. You know, sometimes you've got to be like a little bit like an Salah, get people behind the ball. But the thing is they're quite quick going forward, so they can hit them on the counter-attacks. And they had a couple of chances where they could have got something out of the game. You know, those top three sides, you've got to just be a little bit cautious with them, you see.
And the goal wasn't spectacular, albeit it came from a nice ball in. It needed a little bit of a quality, a little tricky ball. And
it needed a pass going in behind the Al Arabi defence because they dropped off deep. Al Rayyan weren't getting in behind, and in the commentary there, just before that pass was made by Guma, who was saying about forward passes, he did it and he struggled to deal with it. Al Arabi, forward passes, forward runners, Zuma's up there. Zuma's looking a lot better this year. Not just the goal, he's getting forward.
Yeah, good, which we wanted that. That's what they got when they won the league.
He's been quiet last season.
He's got energy. You've got to keep using the energy, same as what he did when they won the league. But just think what you think with Rayyan, and you compare them with Dahail and Al Sadd. If everybody gets behind the ball, Dahail and Al Sadd can create opportunities. I think they're struggling a little bit, Rayyan. I just think they're finding it difficult. You know, it's not happening. I mean, it wasn't the greatest of goals, but you know, they're not convincing for me going forward. So with these two new players, hopefully they need something just to get it going a little bit.
Well, one of the youngsters who's keeping his place in the side is Muafak. Chris, is he keeping the likes of Allah out?
Definitely. Just came into the side at the start of the season. This is an excellent cross. You know, he could have easily took it on another 5 or 10 yards, but he takes on early. There's the gap between the defenders and the goalkeeper. Gets absolutely perfect. Just needed someone coming in at the far post. A wonderful delivery from Mufak. Great defending, great positioning there. Makes it look easy, which is always a good sign of a good player. And like you say, Allah was exceptional last year for Al Rayyan. Well, he's keeping him out of the side, and fair play to him.
And Muafak had a couple of shaky moments in the first couple of games. It looks like he's a quick learner.
Well, you've got to be. The last couple of performances, I remember the performance at the Khalifa Stadium against Al Dahail, and he was probably the best player for Al Rayyan on the night. So he's, you know, whatever mistakes, he's going to make mistakes. And he was a young player. As long as he learns from it. We didn't make any mistakes on this night. It was excellent. Yeah,
I mean, you've always been a big fan of Allah and the quality that he provides from that right-hand side, whipping the ball in. But isn't it great that they've got another player who can offer the same?
No, but that's football. That's what you want. You know, young players coming into the team and then keeping the shirt, and rightly so.
But that's not good. That's not only good for the team. It's good for the league to have teams who've got players competing.
But what usually happens is a youngster comes in, he has a good game, and then they leave him. I don't get that. I think once you get the opportunity, and if you play well enough, you keep the shirt, and he's done that. So it's down to Allah now. He's got to come back stronger. You know, that's your competition. That's football. You know, and it's great by the youngster. He's another one of these players which has to be looking at 2022.
All right, let's focus on Juma. Now you talked about him, and now he's full of energy all of a sudden, and some defending that was questionable here, Nick.
Yeah, but what Juma's done well here now is he's done something different. He's coming off the line, but Mudia his awareness is he's not looking around him. because he's not expecting him to come from off the line. It had to do something different because everyone's behind the ball. You've got to change it a little bit. And with him coming around the back there, Mudir's just switched off. He's ball watching. He's not realised he's come behind.
Well,
He'd only just come on a substitution.
Yeah, but that's
as well.
why you needed something different, isn't it?
It
just caught him.
Well, that's what the best at it in the league are De Gea. You know, their movement, they do it quick, they do it sharp, and they wait for that little bit of a gap there, and all of a sudden it just threads through, and you've got your Namties and that around the box. It needed something different. If you're staying in your positions, it's very easy just to get the men behind the ball, and you've got to move them around a little bit. And him just coming off there, no one expected him into the box.
Yeah, and Al Arabi, of course, they have impressed this season. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Forget that defeat against Al Sadd, and they had a chance to get an equaliser, more than one, but this was the best with Melson.
Yeah,
Chris.
they'd have a chance just before half-time, but this is the main one. Look at the clock at the top of your screen there, 87 minutes. Melson's just got to get his head up. He's looking at the player, and you know, it's not as if he's not seen the player, he's got no awareness. He's seen the player, he's looking right at him, but he still doesn't make the pass. And if I was Mudir, I'd be going absolutely ballistic. You don't, you know, those chances in the big derby games, you don't get many of them. He's got to give him the ball there.
Yeah, I just think with the club there, it's just a little bit of tweaking. I don't think they look down anymore. You know, I think little things like that, if they can just get that right. You know,
would they take 2 wins in every 5 games for the rest of the season?
Probably.
Like 8 wins,
Yeah.
24 points, and put, you know,
Safe.
they'd take that.
More than safe,
I think.
yeah.
I think
Solid.
the teams below, not so. I think they'll be difficult against Garafa, Salal. Anything below that, then they can beat them.
A word on Al Rayyan Arabreina, the head coach who came in to replace Michael Laudrup now this season. He's obviously got his plan. Do you feel, can you see the difference in the plan? Can you see things starting to work again? Maybe not convincing, but they're getting the job done, as Chris said there.
I thought Cole was a lot better. He's been playing Cole on the right side of midfield, played on the left. I thought he was more influential. I like the 2 full-backs, Mufak and Zuma. I think they can get forward a lot more. Listen, they've got a massive game coming up. They play Al Sadd. You know, it can obviously go one or 2 ways. You know, you know, if they win, they've got all the confidence. New players coming into the club, could be a springboard. But if they get
and it's that sort of game tells you where you are. You know, the bar. There's the bar.
Yeah, correct.
Tells you where you are in the league.
Without a shadow of a doubt, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing that if they come through it. Yeah. Remember last season, what a great, they went 1 goal down and then they ended up winning 2-1. 2 goals. If they come through that, you'd have to say the title contending.
OK, let's move on. Al Shahania, of course, promoted this season, have surprised many with their opening to this season. 4 points from 4 matches. They were hoping to build on that and try and get something out of their match with Qatar Sports Club. Striker Abangoa wasted no time at all in putting Al Shahania ahead in the 7th minute. Well taken goal too. This is what coach Pepe Murcia had been waiting for. Al Kawari doubled their lead on the half hour and Qatar Sports Club looked stunned. However, you can always rely on players like Samuel Eto'o to produce some magic, and that's exactly what he did early in the second half. Ali made the win safe, Al Shahania, 10 minutes before the end, although it was Yusuf of Qatar Sports Club who had the final word. But it was too late, Nick Summerby. Another week goes by. Qatar Sports Club started the season with a win over Al Gharafa. We thought, here we go. Samuel Eto'o's come in, and they just can't get past the line.
Just not happening at all. What do? You just got to carry on. I mean, I did say before the game, maybe leave Eto'o out, which is, you know, I mean, who am I to say that? But it's not happened from that first game where we thought, wow, what a season they're going to have and how good they looked. It doesn't look the case, but looking at Shahania, that's fantastic. It's probably one of the best starts of a season for a side. What's come up? I mean, that's brilliant.
That's what Amangoa has been promising. That's what Pepe Murcia, the head coach, wanted to see.
Do you know, I think he's needed that. You know, he's good. He's good at running into the channels, but he just needed a goal just to give him a little bit of a lift.
Al Kawari, second of the season.
Love this goal
for him.
Watch his first touch. Get out your feet, sets you up for the shot. Bang. Great victory for Al Shahania. You know, they played the 2 top sides, Al Sadd and Al Dahel, beat off them, but it's these teams around them that they need to beat, and they've beaten Al Karatiat, they've drew Valcourt, and now they beat Qatar Sports Club. These are the games that they need to win this season. and they're doing it.
Magic goal
7
from
points from 9.
Samuel Eto'o there. Samuel Eto'o's influence, I mean, that is a fabulous goal. They came back into this, the statistic that we talked about in the preview show, and I'll bring it out again, does show that they are constantly one of the top sides causing threat in the final third. It's all very well to be causing the threat, and here they do. Once again, you saw with a fabulous goal, but of course it's too late by then. So they're there in the right areas, but not making it count enough.
No, well, that's what they hold on to. If they weren't creating anything and they were getting bad statistics, then it'll be a problem. So their next game is Al Khor, so that is a pretty much must win. If you don't come through that one, then there really is problems there. But, just saying about Samuel Eto'o, it's about having someone like that around, in this league, at the club, someone like a massive name in the world of football. That's what it is, helping the young players.
The thing is, I can see the need for the likes of Samuel Eto'o, but it's different to Xavi going into Al Sadd, who were expected to win all the time, and playing in the Champions League. He's not been in this position before. He's played at Barcelona and Inter Milan winning European Cup. Yeah. I doubt if he's ever been in a relegation fight. So there's something else needed down at the... Honestly, it's totally different mindset.
That's a really, really good point.
It's
very
mindset.
Different, isn't it? It's a different...
It's horrible. Yeah. I've had a couple of relegation battles myself, and I've been at the top of the league with other clubs, and it's a different world. It's night and day. And you can't see a way out, and you're thinking, what do we do now? You're trying all sorts, and it doesn't happen. Yeah. And it's not happening there. The balance is not right there for me at the football club. Everyone got excited. Oh, it's Sammy Eto'o coming into the football club, and sometimes
you'd say the same with Nigel de Jong, where he is as well. It's the same situation for him as well. Really, isn't it? Nigel de Jong, it's difficult. It's hard, but they're there to help, aren't they? To help all the young players coming through.
Right, let's move on. Al Gharafa Salal. Now then, there's not been much between these two sides since we've started covering the league now in our 7th season. Al Gharafa had started this present season a little bit better than their opponents, but with plenty of talent on show and all in form, this was all set to be a classic. Nick and Chris describe the action.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the movement, what the movement is like for Cazorla, because in the end of last season he had his knee really bandaged up heavily, so it's looking interesting to see what sort of movement he's got.
And there's Schneider getting in behind him. Salal defence, great ball to the far post. Amro coming in at pace. I don't know whether he got the final touch or not, or whether it was Omar. Looks as though it was Amro who missed the target. Look at the space there for Schneider.
Just look at this for a delivery as well with his right foot. It's absolutely fantastic. Go on, Amro. I think he keeps his eye a little bit in case he runs into the post. Just keep you around the ball and just side foot it into the net. What a delivery that was from Schneider, and it really should have been 1-0 to Gharafa.
He's not getting a touch of the ball at the moment, is he?
But they can't get a grip of it in midfield. They can't get the ball off Gharafa. I mean, they're really stroking it around nicely. Here's Weiss. This is what we want. Getting at players, running into the box, getting brought down. That's what it's all about, Chris. That's what we want. It's something different in this modern day game now. Have people running at players, making something happen, and all of a sudden he gets his reward there, gets brought down at the edge of the box. I mean, once again there, he's about 10 yards away from the box there, and everyone's at the edge of the box, Chris, and maybe is there something getting around the back. Just have a look at it, because it's a very, very high line, once again from another free kick. Have a look at it again here now when it comes onto the screen. There they are, the edge of the box, that's where the wall is.
Goes for the shot, into the near post, as Zidane scrambling across, not a bad effort. Interesting ball over the top, and what a ball over a kick there from Schneider towards Amro.
It's back out to this left-hand side now with Gharafa, just moving the ball around, trying to find a bit of space.
Amro might open up for him, goes left towards Weiss. Weiss with the chip from the edge of the box. That was clear through down the centre then. Here's Omar. Lovely 1-2 with Mawas. He's crossing now, Sagbo in there. Mawas taking a shot in. What a goal by Mawas to open up the scoring for Salal. What a shot.
Absolutely, Chris. Do you know when he got the ball? I mean, Omar went down the wing, then he pulled it back. He was in acres of space. I thought, what's he doing? He took the touch and then it opened up, and you could see, you thought, can he do it? Well, he gets it absolutely inch perfect to bend it past Yusuf to make it 1-0 against a run of play. But what a finish that was there from Mawas. 1-0 to Salal.
That was his third of the season. He was joint top scorer Salal alongside Sabo Water. Salal on the attack again now. Ishmael can use his pace. Interesting ball towards Sagbo. Amado struggling to get back. He gets the touch back to his goalkeeper. Another good counter attack there from Salal. Looking like the old Salal tonight, aren't they?
They are, yeah. No, but I mean, it suits them now with this. They're very direct going forward. I mean, they have to play on Amado. Amado's very good on the ball, but he's not a centre half. If I was Sagbo, play on him a little bit. He panicked when the ball came into the box then before.
Perfect game this is for Salal. This is what they needed after that 5-1 drubbing away to Al Arabi. They've got the goal, and looking comfortable. Frustrating Al Gharafa, but here comes Weiss. Got the better of Hussam. Weiss got his head up, back to Taremi. Taremi back to Schneider. Oh, there's the equaliser. Amril sticks in the back of the net, and it's 1-1.
Well played, wonderful play. And it has to be said, it all came from Weiss, putting the defender under pressure, but then when it came, it was a bit debatable, maybe a penalty there for Schneider, but the ball just runs loose, and there's the youngster there, Amro, who's been really impressive in the game so far and throughout the season. He's there just to smash it in the net and bring Gharafa back to make it 1-1. Now Weiss just coming in off the line.
Come on, Gharafa again. Mufta, the full-back. Oh, referee had no doubts. Points straight away to the penalty spot. And Nick, you said, could they get a goal back before half-time when they got the ideal opportunity with a penalty kick now? Good movement, loads of space for Mufta again. Watch Hussam coming in. Hangs a leg out, definite penalty. Look at the goal, Schneider steps up. 2-1 Al Gharafa. And again, Taremi's got Amro to his right. Taremi's going to go on his own. Oh, it's off the line. Ray Haley getting back. What a save that was.
Absolutely.
How did he clear that?
Yeah, it's brilliant that, and well done. I'm happy as well with Taremi. You take it on your own, take it yourself. You're the centre forward, but just look at Reali here now. Look at this for a stop. Fantastic stop that by the centre half. That would have been possibly game over, but well done. Great stop by Reali.
Mawas over the top towards Sagbo. He's onside this time. Can he put... Oh, what a goal by Sagbo. Takes the volley on first time, and he's put Salal back in the game. And that's Al Gharafa 2. Salal, we see some fabulous goals in his first half now. What a goal by Sagbo. Great vision by Mawas. Perfect ball through to Sagbo. And great technique shown by Salal's top goal scorer, and he slams it into the far side of the net. No chance for Yusuf. When he dives, the ball's already past him. Fantastic goal from Sagbo. 2-2. Mufta, first time ball forward to Weiss down the line. Here's a switch of play from Schneider. Diagonal pass towards Taremi. He just gets underneath the header. No nonsense defending there from Omar. Ishmael just about keeps the ball in play for Salal. And there's Talal making it, so taking a little bit of chance. Taremi again. Schneider takes a shot on first time towards the near post. Just gets past the target. I can't call this one. I don't know which way it's going to go. This man on the ball, Mawas and Sagbo. Both looking dangerous tonight. Here's Ishmael. Lots of space down this right hand side. Sagbo's going to take this on first time. Oh, this! Every time it lands at the feet of Sagbo, something happens, and Ishmael's put Salal 3-2 up.
And what a season he's having as well, Ishmael. Absolutely fantastic from nothing. Mawas, and then all of a sudden it ends up with a strike from Sagbo. Look at this strike here now from Sagbo. There's a strike, well stopped by Amado, and it just falls down nicely for Ismail, and Ismail puts it away for them to take the lead. Absolutely phenomenal game this is. It's 3-2 to Salal. Here's a strike.
It's not a shabby strike, is it, either, by Ismail?
It's a big performance, a huge performance from Salal.
Getting ahead of Vice, and he shows Vice a clean pair of heels, and what a wonderful through ball through to the goal scorer Ismail. He's got Mawas to his right, Deb to the left. Mawas has got his head up, he's going to go to the far middle of the goal that time, and Ismail came steaming in. It was nearly 4-2 to Salal.
And what play as well from Salal, absolutely devastating play. Ball goes across, and a good stop as well by the defender from Graffa, but either way, good, with a purpose to it, fast, quick play. Tell you something, wonderful play as well from Sagbo on the ball laid through to Ismail. Absolutely on fire at the moment, Salal. So dangerous, the pair of them. Look at Mawas, as soon as he gets up, Sagbo's near him. That little and large, aren't they?
Great play though, isn't it?
But they're working well.
Wonderful play between Mawas and Sagbo. Sagbo trying to pull it back. This time shot coming in from Lawrence at the edge of the box. It's all Salal at the start of the second half. What about the play between these two here? Little and large.
Look at this here, do we love that? Absolutely telepathic, the pair of them. Pulls it back, you've got to take the shot straight away. Lawrence against his old club, just pulls it wide, but the better side at the moment are Salal. They've totally turned this game on its head, and they are in control and looking good, looking confident, looking organised.
Oh, what a turn by Amro. Amro to the far post, nearly grabs an equaliser there. Fantastic first touch, then he takes his shots on Salal.
It has, yeah, and they've done the job, but this is what Salal are difficult to play against now. They'll get all the people behind the ball. Here's the ball into the box.
Oh, just say he's been quite comfortable. What a header from Aladdin. It's hung up towards Taremi and Aladdin. It's a fabulous header. I was so unlucky to see it rebound off the post. Oh, there's an interesting ball on the far side there. Al-Yari making ground. There's yellow shirts in the box. Back to Amro. Amro takes his shot. Vice. Oh, he's slowing down. Great save by Zaidan in goal. Should have been the equaliser that for Al Graffa.
What a strike and what a save from Zaidan. Fantastic. You think, well, hang on, they're getting back into it. Good pressure again from Graffa. There's Amro. It bounces then back to Vice. Vice hits it perfectly in a good save. Sees it late. I mean, they're asking not a penalty there at all from Reali, but he sees it late, the goalkeeper, and what a save.
Chance here, Taremi, good save again by Zaidan. Pulled off a couple of wonderful saves to keep Salal in the lead now, Zaidan. Vice to the far post this time. Oh, and there's a chance, and it fell to Saeed. There's a header, comes off one of the Salal players. Falls to Saeed, and he fails to hit the target from inside the 6-yard box, or the edge of the 6-yard box. You expect him to do better in that situation.
A fantastic win for Salal, that, but a wonderful game, thoroughly enjoyable to watch. I know Nick and Chris enjoyed every second of the commentary. Isn't that right?
Yeah. No, it was a good game, it was. And it's two of the teams that you would think come the end of the season they'd be battling for that 4th spot. So it was a very intriguing battle, and Salal did bounce back from that horrific 5-1 defeat to Al Arabi in great style, has got to be said. And they look like the old Salal. You know, Sagbo and Mawas linking up perfectly well. And
but this Nick, that goal sort of came against the run of play.
It was, yeah. They were struggling to get a foothold in the game. It was all about Graffa. But this boy, there's something about him. You know, he really gets some of the fingernails of the opposition. And all of a sudden now they managed to get back into it, and it was wonderful play from Graffa. I mean, Graffa are a change side. You know, the football is totally different. Do you know what you saw in this game? Both sides having to change the style a little bit. You know, had to adjust. I mean, here's Sagbo again. He's back to his best. And it was a fantastic game, and you've got to put into consideration it is very, very hot out there. You know, and they never never let go at all. It was just full. I think it was 5 minutes added time at the end as well, and they gave us everything.
It's the last thing you want to see when you've been running in that sort of humidity.
But you know what? I mean, the middle of the table now, Salal, as well as what they're doing, you know, that shows you that we're having a bit more competition there now, aren't we?
I think these two sides will be, you know, like I said before, in the mix for that fourth spot.
Or third?
Alongside, no, not for third.
I think maybe.
The reason I'm throwing that at you is because you haven't had a chance. Nick has said it when we're doing the studio. You're in commentary, so that's why I threw that at you. Nick said maybe third, but you're saying no.
I wouldn't put Al Ryan in the bracket of the top two, but I wouldn't put the other teams in that bracket of one, which is Al Ryan. I still think they've got that little bit more than the likes of Al Garaffa and so on.
But you're not 100%.
No, I think somebody could. I mean, listen, it's only early. I mean, there's a big change there. I mean, obviously from Al Ali, Shahanir 7, Salal 7, Garaffa 7, Al Arabi 9, Saleh 9, and obviously then De Hale 10, Al Saad and Ryan 11. It's just something happening down there. It's not like what it usually is. It's usually that top three on their own up there and a couple of teams behind them. There's a little bit of something happening there. So I'm looking forward to in these next couple of weeks. What can happen? Can they get in there?
I hope they do.
Yeah.
I think it does need a shake-up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, ever since we've been here for 7 years, it's been the top three. Has it changed, has it? I'm trying to think. Don't think it's changed.
No, they're always there.
So we could do with...
Getting into the top four's always been the discussion.
It needs that competition. Ever since El Jaish disbanded, there's that big spot there for one of the clubs.
The only thing there with Ryan, if they get beat next weekend, and Al Sadd do well and go through to the semi-final of the Champions League and De Hale, you know, they're expected to be on the same level as those. You know, it might affect them. There's a little bit of a gap there. They're going to drop a little bit. Next week's games for them is crucial. I think it's going to say, look, if they come through it and get a result against Al Sadd, we have to say, well, I'm talking a load of rubbish. You say, yeah, they're in there, they're in the mix. So next week's huge.
OK, well, Salal recovered from that 5-1 drubbing to Al Arabi. One of the players I know that, Chris, you want to mention there, Ailey, he was out, suspended for that match, but back in force.
Just good, aggressive defending. And when I say aggressive, I don't mean diving in and making stupid tackles. It's just about your positioning, your desire to defend, enjoying the competition on a night, being able to defend. I don't see it too many times in the world of football. You know, even in the Premier League, people that enjoy defending. He looks as though he's enjoying that competition. He was superb. That tackle there, getting back on the line, that kid, you know, that's the difference between them
getting the 3 points on the 1 point,
drawing the game, and getting the 3 points. It's huge.
Vladimir Weiss, is he back to his best, Nick Summerby?
Oh, yes, he is. Yeah. I mean, just look at what we like with players like this is how positive they are. You know, it's all right, all this passing, but someone's got to get hold of the game and have a go. And just look at this here now. It changes the whole dimension of the game. Running at players, you know, causing problems. And he's definitely back to his best. I think he was a little bit nervous when he first played the first couple of games.
Which is understanding when you're coming back following an injury.
But now he's not at all. Now just watch this here now. He's not looking behind him. Go on, have a little bit of a run there. It frightens defenders. They don't want someone running at them. And there is not too many players in the world of football what literally run at defenders. They don't like it. Someone coming at them straight away. Chris was a defender. If they're playing in front of you and passing from side to side, it's easy for him. But someone running at you, you know, it makes you think quickly.
You look at our league now, who would you put in that bracket? Jardel, Khalfan on his day maybe. There's not too many, is there?
Nam T.
Hamroon.
Yeah.
But there's not too many,
There's not too many, no.
You know, that's why we enjoy watching them.
He is exciting to watch. Looking at Salal, key to them, there's 3 players, and there's a good link-up between Mawas, Sagbo and Ismail, who's having a great season.
This is superb. The vision, the execution is unbelievable. It's as good as the strike that Sagbo produces. It's all about the ball. The ball makes the goal, really, doesn't it? So Sagbo's always going to take that shot on. This is fantastic play. Look
at Sagbo now. Look, Weiss tries to get him. He got no chance. He's too powerful and strong. Look at his options. There's Ismail. Look who's out on the right hand side. Mawas, and it's working with these 3. It really is. There's a ball into the box, and it was a good bit of defending. But I'll tell you something, that he's worked with this. But just look at this here now. little and large, I'm going to call them, but it's telepathic. They work so well together. Look at this; it's a wonderful little situation, and there you go. There's your little flick over the top there.
You know what?
It's great to watch, isn't it?
Brilliant.
You know what Benin did in the summer, and I can fully understand it. Just to take we've been saying it, to take a bit of pressure off Sabo. He brought the African player in. He started the last game when he got beat off Al Arabi, and the balance just wasn't there. I think he dropped Ismail. He came in, and he's a centre forward, and you know when he's Sagbo's space just wasn't there. He's gone out of the club, and then free play, and it's gone back to last year.
Yeah.
You can see it there. They're all linking up, aren't they? They know where each other.
And you got to say as well, Ismail has scored some fantastic
He's having a great
goals.
season.
Yeah.
Great season. Now then, it's tips of the week from Nick and Chris.
You got to do it in an Irish voice.
lesson.
Tips of the week.
Tips of the week. Right
Now
then.
this
What
is-
about this, Nick?
Now this is, if you're a winger, stay on the byline. It opens a game. Everything's in front of you. You can see the game. Little tip this for Amro. He's too far in the pitch. Stand right out the way there. The defender doesn't know what to do. Just stand there and the ball's there. They're looking for that pass all the way along. Being in there, ball goes out of play. Just stand
They
there.
love that run now, don't they?
Don't stand there.
Is he involved
Chalk on
running?
your boots.
Stand on the line.
Get some
Line.
chalk.
On the touchline.
Get
On
some-
the touchline.
Get some chalk on them boots there. Stand, have a chat with the linesman if you've got to. It'll be here in a minute. Don't worry.
What
The
does
next-
that do? Why do that?
It just opens a game. But when you stand there, everything's in front of you there, nothing behind you. And when they get in midfield, they know you're just out there straight. And once you get the ball, it's just you in the full back.
After that, don't do a Nicky Summerby. You've got to move. Don't just stand there on the line.
Don't carry on talking to the line.
Just go like that there, and that's it. And eventually, you'll get it.
That's Nick's tip of the week. And now for Chris Makins' tip of the week.
Concentration levels.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good, honest tackle for me, and Diab comes out on top. If you look at the reaction of Mufti, he gets on his feet. So he's not injured. Get on with it. Get your position though, because what's going to happen now, they're going to take a quick free kick. He's so busy arguing about whether it was a foul or not, could easily get caught out.
Yeah.
Get on with the game.
Like the tip. Two good tips.
That's all we're giving you today. That's it. Come back next week. We'll have another one for you.
Can't wait for that one. Right, let's have a look at a chance for Taremi for Al Gharafa. Let's not forget, this was end-to-end stuff. This could have finished anything. Could have been 5-5, could have been anything.
I tell you what, his build-up play is fantastic. Look at this here now, and he did it a few times. His work rate is brilliant, but I want him to put it away. You know, he does that well. He does the hard thing there. Just put it past the keeper. His all-round game is energetic. He's running in the channels. He's looking really razor sharp. But that one there, just put it in the back of the net.
Chris, you have a thought on that?
No, I thought it was superb
Yeah.
movement. I love that movement. It's all, you look at the best sides, and it's always about forward runs.
Yeah.
He gives the option to the midfielders to that pass going forward, makes a big difference.
Well, we expected it to be a tight game, and it certainly was, and it didn't disappoint. But a good win for Salal in the end. Moving on to Al Ahly, hadn't been the best start for them this season, but still, it was better than that of their opponents, Al Kharatiyat, who are yet to get off the mark. And strange as it may sound, even as early as week 5, the result of this match could have a bearing on that relegation battle come the end of the season. Al Kharatiyat was so determined to get some points and held the Lions' share of possession, but it was Mutuali who pounced first and set Al Ahly on their way on the stroke of half-time. Things got worse for Al Kharatiyat as Majid doubled Milan Machala's size advantage. Al Kharatiyat responded well in the second half, and their pressure paid off with a penalty. Hamroun put that away. Al Yazidi had them level with 10 minutes remaining, and Al Kharatiyat's first points were in sight, only for Mutuali to spoil the party and pop up with his second of the night. Wow, when you're down there, things just continue to go against you, don't they? Not a bad performance again, but Al Ahly, they found something. We heard from Nigel de Jong last week saying, you know, it's pretty much everything needed attention. It looks like it seemed to get it. And Mutuali suddenly popped up. What a season he had last season. He's been quiet. There he is making the difference.
He's clicked into gear and he's a top quality player. You know, we've been looking at everybody who's going to really get a grip of it for them. And if you get him going, he's massive. I mean, a huge 3 points for him. Karatyat's a problem. Obviously, haven't won yet, but you just got to give great credit to Al Ahly. That gives them something to get hold of. I think the manager, I don't think anyone knew where that win was going to come from. So all of a sudden, in a big game like that there, to come away with the 3 points, well, they're off and running there. Still got a lot of work to do. It's not convincing
but
at all.
But it's 2 wins out of 5. It's not magnificent. It's 2 wins out of 5. Al-Kharatiat, look at it. Nothing out of 5.
3 goals.
3 goals, that tells you.
And it's one of those, I mean, you talk about players that can make a difference, and maybe he's just finding his feet, so to speak, at a new club, Moutawala, because he was superb on the night. He just ripped Al-Kharatiat apart. Another player who could have an influence at the far post there, was it Majid or Barrow who scored then? Was it Majid? Majid, former international player. So it's for Karatia, it's the centre forward problem. Hamroon's taken up the role there. He did it for Al Sadd last year. He's not as talented as he is. He's not really a centre forward. And it's got to be said, we won't keep saying it for the rest of the season, but it's the Tibakanine effect, isn't it? They got rid of Tibakanine. He gives you 10 to 15 goals every season. It was just like Al-Wakra with Sasha. There's such big players, these players.
The whole thing falls apart, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like that game, you know, is it Jenga, when you build the blocks and you just pull one out of the bottom and the whole thing collapses?
You've got Al-Yazidi, who's a clever player, Deba, who can create, Hamroon, for me, is a creative player. No goal scorer.
That's it, and there's no argument. That's the full thing. The world of football pays big money from players will guarantee you this amount of goals, and that's what they do. But I think with both sides there, they're going to be holding on till January to start bringing some players, especially Al Ahly. They'll be trying to figure it out now, looking to try and get players.
Especially Al Ahly?
Well, look at Kratiyat, they brought Hamroon in there.
Well, Al-Azhar they've got.
You know, so, but still not... There must be, if you look around, some forwards.
Still got Mahir there, but if you look at his previous record...
Yeah, but listen, the last 2 performances have been a lot better. It's just, you know, they were 10 minutes away from a point. I know it's only a point, but it's off the mark, you know. It would have been.
Our friend Hamroon, I mean, he must be scratching his head, thinking, well, hang on a minute, I'm up there with Ryan last year, and now I'm in it with team here, which is rock bottom. You know, it's going to be a difficult season for him. It really is. I know it's good saying that you want to play football, but he's better than that, isn't he? Without being disrespectful to Karatia.
Just a quick word on just a little piece of news. Al Khor, of course, that game postponed because Al Duhail, Al Sadd with their AFC Champions League commitment. Al Khor have parted company with their head coach Adel Salimi.
Where's my pal, by the way, the French coach from 2 years ago, long hair, used to be at...
at Moither.
He's out there. Do you know what he does? He watches every game. We see him, don't we? Al-Cas International Tournament, he's there.
I saw Jean Fernandez shopping in the store that you always see players. Although other supermarkets are available, but that's exactly where Nick sees him. But I saw Jean Fernandez. I didn't say he was carrying his shopping. I thought, of course, he's still about. Will he go back to Al Khor, I wonder? Because he was at Al Khor, then he went to Al Khor.
This time last year, he was just about to, he was on the verge of winning the Sheikh Jassim Cup with Al Gharafa.
Jean Fernandez gets back to Al Khor and Dioko turns up front. No, I'm kidding.
By the way, I've heard about Dioko.
Go on.
It's just come out. You said his name there. I've heard he's back in France or maybe in Paris, and I think he's doing properties or something.
Oh, is he? Right.
He might have put on a bit of timber.
What, he's retired, has he?
Well, he's supposedly put on a little bit.
He was a wonderful player. We enjoyed him. He had a great couple of seasons with Al Ahly, didn't he? I mean, he really could.
He can still do
find the back of the net.
He can still do it.
Right, let's move on and recap the results then from a week of 5 before we digress even further. There we are. Al Arabi going down 1-0 to Al Rayyan on Friday. Unbeaten still, Al Rayyan. Al Shahaniya, what a win over Qatar Sports Club. Very, very important That's 2 wins for the newly promoted side now. Al Gharafa going down 3-2 to Salal in the game of the weekend. Absolutely wonderful. And Al Ahly with a very important win over Al Kharatiat. Al Kharatiat still yet to get off the mark, and Al Ahly really needed those 3 points, and they got them. What does that do to the league standings? Let's show you that. It's Al Rayyan, top of the table, 11 points. Al Sadd Al Duhail, of course, have the game in hand on them now. Al Salia, they're in fourth. Al Arabi in fifth. Al Gharafa make up the top half of the table. They just stay ahead of the team they lost to, Salal, on the weekend. And then Al Shahaniya there in eighth. Al Ahly ninth. Qatar Sports Club 10th. Al Khor down there 11th. Al Khalifia yet to get off the mark. Right, now to the part of the show where normally Nick Summerby and Chris Makin have spent hours burning the candle, trying to decide on the top 3 goals of the week. Not to be this week, because over the weeks there's been some fighting amongst the team, led by our producer, Shaden Wadan, who's decided that she doesn't always agree with the decisions made by Chris and Nick. And therefore, Chris and Nick decided that this week, Shaden should choose the top 3 goals. So that's what's happened.
I'm going to take a big, deep breath.
Why?
I'm nervous.
Are you nervous? Are you
I don't know
nervous?
what's in there.
OK, well, you know, it's a probationary period. Nick's, how many weeks are you giving Shaden?
We're going to give it. We'll see how she does next week, and then if it's okay, then we might give her another week after that.
Does she actually make an appearance on the show?
We'd
then?
like her to be sat there, to be honest with you.
You've got to explain the goals.
You've got to explain,
She's
absolutely.
only done
right.
half a job tonight.
All right. Thank you to Shaden Wadan for doing half a job on the following goals. Right. Shaden has chosen... You can still talk about them because you have agreed. Chris, you can start off. Who gets goal number 3 as chosen by Shaden Wadan?
Amangua. Al Shahaniya, wonderful goal. Really executed really well because it's a very difficult technique, this. On the half volley, stretching for the ball, and to keep it down from that wide angle is a great technique. Well done, Amangua. Because he needed a goal to go with his general play.
Yeah, fantastic. Well taken goal there. Are you both happy with that 3rd position that's chosen by Shaden?
We won't. We don't want to say anything, are we, at the moment? We're just going to keep our thoughts to ourselves for the time being until we think.
All right. So, Nick Summerby, who gets the 2nd best goal, according to our producer, Shaden Wadan, in week 5?
Well, she's done a bit of creeping on this one because obviously a big name in the world of football. She's put Etu in, you know, just to get on his good side as he's coming.
Is that right?
Yeah, she's put
And I'm
Etu
surprised because he wouldn't talk English to her the other week.
Oh, yes. In fact, he called her Madam.
Well, I don't think it should have been Mademoiselle.
It should have.
I mean, this is
a little bit of magic.
This is what he's all about, you know. This is what he's done all his career. Wonderful bit of the ball's come to him. Just looking at the way his movement is there, he knows exactly what he's doing, and it's a great goal.
Just flicks home with the old Copa Mundials.
I thought that as well.
Hey?
The old Copa Mundials. Everyone's worn them.
An old style boot there. Don't see many of them about nowadays.
Probably on a special deal there. Right. The goal of the weekend, week 5. Chris, who did our producer, Shaden Wadan, choose in first place?
You say it with a smile on your face. You know, usually you've got...
Just my nose is out of joint, really. I look forward to doing the top 3 goals every week.
I'm in my ear, I'm getting, say it like you mean it.
Mawas. Well done, Mawas. Look at this for the goal. Wonderful technique. Fully deserves a gold medal this week.
I tell you, I think it does, because that was a turning point in the match.
Better than the Sagbo goal? That's a top goal, it is. Yeah. No doubt about it.
And it was all about Gharafa up until that point. Really,
is it
wasn't
better than the Sagbo? Answer the question. Stop creeping and answer the...
I'm having quite a bit of volume in my ear saying, yes, it is. And therefore I will...
It's tough.
Yes.
It's tough at the top, isn't it, Shaden?
There we go. Well done, Mawas. We're 5 weeks in now. Just want to have your final thoughts on this weekend and how the teams have come through. Al Rayyan, we want more again from them. Salal and Gharafa pushing for that maybe 4th, even 3rd place now.
It's probably the best start we've had, to be honest with you, considering how hot it is. I know we had the air conditioning stadium, but even this weekend, got to say the game there with Gharafa and Salal was probably one of the best we've had for a long time. But we bring it on. It's a really big week this week, obviously for Al Sadd and De Gea. You know, hopefully they make it through to the semi-final, to the semi-final, and obviously next weekend as well. Al Sadd Ryan. Does it get any more exciting than that? Over to you, Chris. What would you say after that? I've just covered everything.
There's a relegation. There's a big game at the bottom. Remind me quickly.
Just wait there, Chris. I'll be with you in a minute. Qatar Al Khor.
No, that is a big game.
Interesting, big games.
Forget Al Sadd and Ryan, keep your eye on that one.
Yeah, and remember, it's a 22-match season, and therefore, even at this stage, every game is important. We will see you on the 19th of September. That's a Wednesday evening for the preview into Week 6. Thank you for your company. Hope you enjoyed the show. From Nick Summerby, Chris Makin, and myself, it's bye for now.